Somebody's card probably isn't going to work this morning. I got nothing to say on that. I got no intel on that, but I don't know. I'd say that, and they'll probably all still be hunky-dory by this afternoon.
You think they'd actually hold somebody accountable?
I don't know. You would think they would, because, I was looking. Kyle Hoke is your assistant special teams coordinator. I can't have it, because when you're jumping off sides on fourth down, see, this is what I will get pissed off about. I get pissed off about two things now. One, that throw that was over Malachi Corley's head just embodied everything that is wrong about this whole thing. It ain't just Dylan Gabriel. It's what, like the guys who are at the bar in give me a bar in Parma. Give me one bar.
First stop or last stop, whichever one you want to be on, State Road.
They're both at it. Thank you very much.
Sloppy Bob's myself.
That is a thing where the guy in the denim jacket at the end of the bar at Sloppy Bob's, that guy is right. And I disagree with the whole, well, just because they went to Harvard or they went to Princeton or they went to Dartmouth or whatever, doesn't mean they can't know football. But when I see this guy, that any guy who played high school football for the Mid-Park Meteors in 1978 can also see, then you have a problem. Because that guy at the end of the bar, who's waiting on his grandson to come down for Christmas or Thanksgiving dinner, going outside, just came in from a smoke, knows exactly what he's seeing. And that when that guy can't see it, when it's plain as day and common sense, that means you have a problem. This has been my entire problem with this whole thing. And that's why I'm glad Paulo DiPodesta was there to see it in this culmination of his 100th loss. It's a lack of common sense. It's an overthinking of things you don't have to think. The throw to Malachi Corley that went over his head and into the third row, and God knows where it landed. That is the embodiment of all this. And then we have, I'm sorry, Owen, go right on ahead. I was just going
to say, how many times do they work on that? Because that is a play that you work on in practice.
Bread and butter.
The throws downfield, you go, hey, we're running downfield, and maybe you don't work on those as much. That's one they had set up specifically this week. It was the Jets. They'd seen tendencies, and he had worked on that throw many times, and he overthrows it the way he did.
And they had it blocked up. And it didn't work. And then I look at it and I go, well, he's not that big. He's not that tall. He's not that thick. He's running. I go, what are we doing with him out there? And so you traded away the two veterans. Okay, well, one hand washes the other, so it can't all be on Kevin. Even though Kevin, I think, as of right now, I probably agrees with that caller, just standing there emotionless, feckless on the sidelines, knowing that there's nothing he can do anything about this. I think Tommy Rees knows exactly what he's working with, which is not good. And I think that you look at this entire embodiment of everything, the special teams breakdown, the jumping off sides on fourth down, that's one thing. That shows poor coaching. Then you have the special teams breakdowns. Again, this is like when Andre Schmidt missed kicks, I know that I was beside myself after the Cincinnati game. And I was wrong. It was an emotional thing because I look at kickers anymore. They're a dime a dozen anymore in the NFL. It's so hard to find a good one. But like wanting Bubba or anybody fired over the kicker missing kicks, it's like, well, I don't really respond to that. But when you just have a punt return touchdown and the penalty was on you somehow, and a kick return touchdown right after you score. What more do we need? Wait, you guys thought Chris Tabor was bad?
2 all year is bad.
Chris Tabor was bad?
2 all year is bad. 2 in the same game is bad. 2 in a quarter?
It's unbelievable.
That is unbelievable.
There's so many things that are absolutely believable because it's the Browns. That was a new one. And because his name's Bubba, and because he used to play for the Browns, and because he's from the region, we were excited about this. Please, anybody, take this clown show away from here.
Well, I was trying to think, what game was it earlier in the year where I remember arguing with Daryl. I'm like, I would say goodbye to Bubba now. And I think Daryl was like, well, why? What is that going to do? And I said, you know what? It's kind of sounds silly, and maybe it is a weird overreaction at that time. But I was like, it sends a message that there is some accountability in the building. Right now, what is the accountability? Nobody ever gets benched.
There isn't.
Nobody even gets benched for a play. Like, they don't even do that. They must not believe in it.
And there's never been accountability. There's never been accountability. There it seems to be at the end of the year, but when it comes to the leadership, there's no accountability whatsoever. Things are just left to run in place. They're 5-21 over the last couple of years. 5-21. This is the NFL. Do we not understand? This isn't Temple. This isn't UMass.
Hey, saw what the Dolphins did yesterday to Buffalo.
It's the NFL.
Yeah, it happens.
You're 5-21, and this is part of a grand scheme, a grand plan. Plan to what? Plan to what? Give you a heart attack on the air to die? Is that the plan? Is that what it is? What's the grand plan of putting Dillon Gabriel out there? What was the grand plan of trading Joe Flacco and even Kenny Pickett? You know how bad things are when I'm sitting there going, I wish we kind of had Kenny Pickett. That doesn't solve anything, and it's not going to solve anything. And I can't wait. Sunday afternoon, 4:25, you're going to march that same thing out there, and they are going to rain booze upon you, and they have every single right to do it. From section 537 to the suites, to the club seats, to the West Third overpasses, they're still walking in. They're going to be booing on the way in.
Do you think people are going to that game?
There will be some who can't get rid of those tickets. There will be some that just decide to go ahead. There will be some that decide that their will's not going to be broken, and they're going to go and they're going to let them hear it. I guarantee you that's going to happen.
The prices I'm looking at right now, including fees, $20.
This is an insult to your guys' intelligence.
$20.
This is an insult. This is a good area that knows the game. High school football here is very important. You guys know I'm not kissing anyone's ass here. I'm telling the absolute truth. The game is still sacred in this region, and what you're seeing is an insult to your intelligence and to your spirit. That's what this is. And I don't have very much more to muster after this. I keep thinking that this week's going to be the tipping point and that week's going to be the tipping point. I don't know what else to do, guys. I can scream myself red-faced and horse hate. Not a damn thing going to change, it seems, until the end of the year. And even then, I'm not sure. The guy's leaving, and I got one guy. I don't mean to make him out to be the boogeyman. Somehow I got a guy going to the Colorado Rockies who was still there yesterday. Go away. Get away from my franchise that you're ruined. Go!
We wondered if guys were going to lose their jobs after the Miami game. But they won. They ended up winning the game. And they were convincing. They dominated. This game was the Jets. I do wonder how many guys would they have had to trade, the Jets? How many would they have had to trade for Dillon Gabriel to have had it shot to win that game yesterday?
I don't know.
Would Breece Hall have had to get traded?
They would have had to brought in anybody that's under 6 foot tall, because it didn't matter if they were the worst players in the NFL history. If they're over 6 foot, he's not going to see past them. He's not going to complete passes because of it, and you still have no shot.
216-474-0092. He'll be okay. We'll bump up Andrew. He'll say we like to zig when everybody else zags, and I'll go catatonic. That's all there will be. I'll be like my mom in the last 3 years of her life. The apple won't fall far from the tree. I can't. Who you want to take first? Keith and Berea, hello.
Boys, it's been a long time, but I do listen every morning. On-field apathy has set in. The emotion now is strictly towards ownership. This is on you, Jimmy Haslam. You deserve this. What happened yesterday, you deserve that, sir. How dare you? Last decade, you let some nerd swindle you. This city. This is what you put us through. And what future do we have to look forward to? What do we have to look? Your decision making? That's what we have to look forward to? You putting new people in charge? Sir, you are over your head. And we are sitting here left holding the bag. How do you let people convince you this is how you construct a football team? I'm sorry. The on-field, that's to be expected when you have a franchise ran like this. When you have no accountability, when you can't have players sit down, pull Dillon Gabriel at halftime. What are we talking about here, guys? That's not real life. That's a real football franchise. We don't have that here. We don't have that here, guys. And we don't have anything to say on the horizon that we have to look forward to. A couple of draft picks? Why? Why?
Well, no. What the worst part about this is, Keith, and I hear your emotions, and I can't thank you enough for the call because you've called in for a long time, and I know you're a sincere.
Have a great show, boys. I love you guys.
I hope you have a good day. I hope you have a good day, Keith. And I hate to say it like this: the only thing you have to hope for is something that's basically unrealistic. It's unrealistic. It can happen. Where a team lucks itself into a quarterback, it can happen, but it's unrealistic. Especially now, and now more than ever. Yeah, it's more unrealistic than ever because I mean, look at what the current crop of quarterbacks did. I mean, look at where we thought that these guys were going to be drafted in August compared to where they are now. I mean, good God, Nussmeier looks undraftable. He looks like you can't take him. Poor Drew Aller over there. I wish you can give him another year. I wish you can give Nussmeier another year because anybody that the scouts seem to be comfortable with, they just fell all over themselves. He got benched Saturday night. Nussmeier did. And so now you hope that's the only silver lining I can take is Fernando Mendoza or maybe Dante Moore. And you know what? The second we talked about any of those guys, Ty Simpson had a real nice throw the other night. The anticipatory throws were great. Jordan Reed was highlighting him.
Those guys are all doing NFL stuff.
And you know what? The second I say that, there's plenty of guys driving around in their cars holding on to it because there is some snow going on right now and there's some bad roads going on right now. And they're going, why? They'll just ruin them too. That's where you're at. Congratulations.